Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, it is a strange quirk of British law that any Member of Parliament can speak freely and openly in the floor of the House. And whatever they say there is not subject to any form of control. So therefore, there is no libel, slander, defamation of character, anything. And it is an ability for people to name names and say things. And MPs are threatening to use this power, use this freedom to name names. And of course, the name they're going to name is the one that apparently 1 in 6 people in the country now know who the name is. It's very widely known. If anyone was watching the videos yesterday or was reading in the comments yesterday, I did tell people please watch the 10 o'clock news, and that will that will give you information. And of course, when the 10 o'clock news came on, and there was dear sweet Rita Chakrabarti, and that told you everything you needed to know. And there we go. It wasn't the name I was first thinking of, but I did contact someone I know, and they confirmed that it was this person. And so that's why I alluded to that in my videos yesterday. Somebody said, "Oh, you're just saying you can't say because you don't know." And I say, "No, I can't say because I want to keep my house." But I did put the clue in there. Please watch the 10 o'clock news. So there we are. We all know it's him. It is absolutely him. But now MPs are threatening to spill the beans and say his name on the floor of the House. Take a look at this article, which is kind of the latest thing about it. And you must know that he'll be sitting there this morning and he will be absolutely cacking his pants. Here goes. So MPs threaten to name the BBC presenter over sex pic scandal in Commons, as the teen's parents claim they have the bank payments and screenshots backing up their story after the youngster said the star did nothing inappropriate or unlawful. Now, I'm not going to say this is a thing that's happened. I'm going to say it's a possibility that this particular person in question handed over an awful lot of money to the young man. Here's a lot of money, shut up, go away, let's put this thing to bed, let's not make this go any further, please retract everything, here's a significant amount of money. Now, I'm not saying that's happened, but it would be quite easily to prove, and that could be even worse for him, because that would be a perversion of justice, of course. Interfering in the course of justice is a crime, and so if you've done something that is unlawful and then you've paid someone to retract anything like that, then it is another crime on top. So it could be just someone piling on and making things absolutely worse for themselves. But we will know, and we will know hopefully today, because the MPs have threatened to name them. So it's likely that a spokesman, probably his lawyer, will admit to it or something, maybe. But as soon as they do, I will put up a picture. I will put up the image that I was sent. Not by any contact or anything, just someone said, "Here, have you seen this?" Bing, and it's just come through on WhatsApp, and I was laughing at that. I was laughing at it last night. I was like, "Hey, and it is him. It is him." So once he's named, I'll put that up, and we have final clinching proof. And like I say, it was yesterday afternoon, well, the early evening, when I got the thing that told me, and I was like, oh, it is him. It absolutely is him. Anyway, we're getting to this. Parents who say their child was paid by a top BBC star to pose for sexually explicit photos, so they have the bank statements and the screenshots to back them up, as MPs threaten to name the presenter involved in the House of Commons. Lawmakers have suggested they could intervene and name the broadcaster who has been engulfed in this scandal. But as of yet, he has still not been publicly identified by the corporation or by himself. He's not come forward. He doesn't want to, obviously. He wants to make sure that this goes away. But this isn't going away. Not now. Everybody knows. People, the pictures are doing the rounds. People are seeing the images. And it is quite clear exactly who it is. And I just wish we could just name names, so you can see who it is. It comes after a slew of celebrities were forced to make statements denying it was them, as speculation and rumours spread like wildfire on social media following the initial reports that the presenter had paid the teenager £35,000 for the photos. I tell you, the world's most expensive wank, because it isn't even the 35,000, it's the hundreds of thousands a year this man earns, has now gone away forever. I hope he's got a good pension plan, because oh dearie me. Oh dearie, dearie me, what have you done? The young person themselves has denied the reports, presumably and possibly at the receipt of a huge amount of money. This was through a lawyer that they say who's saying that they're rubbish and nothing inappropriate or unlawful has taken place. How did he afford the lawyer? Who appointed the lawyer? Questions must be asked. However, their mother and stepfather say they have a damning dossier of evidence, including bank transactions, screenshots of messages between the pair, and even held a 1 hour briefing with the Beeb. I would say it is going to be. It is. If anyone's watching this and they don't know who it is, I think everybody who's watching this knows who it is. But if you don't, it will come as a revelation, and a shocking one. I was like, no, not him. But what do you know? The parents claimed the money their child received from the BBC Star funded a spiralling addiction problem, and say they spoke to the representatives from the corporation hours after the presenter tried to meet the teen at a train station. The BBC has suspended the Star and taken him off air while an investigation takes place, but has refused to name him so far. They're putting them because they think we don't know it's a man. MPs have been talking about using parliamentary privilege to put an end to the speculation by identifying the BBC Star in the Commons, the Mail can reveal. A former cabinet minister said, "There's a discussion going on about whether to name this individual. Parliamentary privilege has been used before to identify people who have tried to use injunctions to keep their names out of the press. The circumstances here are slightly different, but the issues are the same. Do we have free speech in this country, or do we just accept a creeping privacy law made by judges, which Parliament has never approved?" Privacy laws have kept broadcasters and newspapers from naming the presenter, although a Snap poll found that 1 in 6 Britons quizzed by reporters can already identify the correct household name. The Daily Telegraph reports that BBC Star had hired specialist privacy and media lawyers at Harbottle and Lewis, the same firm used by the royal family, in a bid to keep his reputation and get his job back. His job has gone. He's got to accept his job has gone. He can never sit there with any form of authority again. People will just ridicule him, because we all know who he is. Last night, the scandal took a dramatic twist as the young person at the heart of the row and their parents disputed each other's accounts, but they've got the receipts. This is the thing. After days of silence, the teenager himself came out to refute the accusations, insisting through his lawyer that nothing inappropriate or unlawful had taken place, calling them rubbish. Speaking to The Sun, the mother said, "It is sad, but we stand by our account and we hope he will get the help he needs. We did this to help, and the presenter has got into their head. Into his head. How did they afford a lawyer? We are so sad. We're disappointed he made a statement. It's not true." The corporation earlier said it had been investigating the complaint since May, and the new claims of a different nature were brought to it on Thursday. If they were investigating since May, why did they not suspend him in May? Why, if there was any doubt at all that this may be the case, why did they not put him on gardening leave? Anyway, the stepfather disputed this, telling The Sun that the corporation was not telling the truth. He said, "I told them that he was 20 and it had been going on for 3 years. He said, "I told the BBC I had gone to the police in desperation, but they couldn't do anything as they said it wasn't illegal. They knew all of this. It was illegal. To photograph someone who is under 18 like that is a crime. You can have sex with them at 16, but in strange law, you cannot photograph them or make indecent images until they're 18. Anyway, he also said the money did not stop, adding, "I don't think they even spoke to him." He says the BBC said that they did call the family in June, but nobody picked up. He added that he only wanted the BBC to stop so that the teen would stop getting drugs. He added, "Without the money, my partner's child would have no substances." Anyway, he said, as well as being in touch with the police, the BBC is carrying out its own inquiries and talking to the young person's family, the boy's family. But it isn't a BBC inquiry. Who does the BBC think they are? They're not the FBI. They're the BBC. You're a broadcaster. Call the police in. It's a criminal matter. Call the police in. A spokesman for The Sun said, "We have reported a story about two very concerned parents who made a complaint to the BBC about the behaviour of a presenter and the welfare of their child. Their complaint was not acted upon by the BBC, and we've seen evidence that supports their concerns." And we've covered this last night in the video. The unnamed broadcaster was finally being suspended by the BBC almost 2 months after a complaint was first made. And the mystery star is accused of paying. He's hardly a mystery. He's not a mystery. We all know who it is. The very well known now, the star everybody knows who it is, has been paying tens of thousands of pounds to the alleged victim. The payments are said to have begun when the teenager was 17, which was then used to fund an addiction. On Monday, Scotland Yard detectives held an online meeting with the corporation's bosses instead of going to Broadcasting House. The Met Police said it is undertaking further inquiries, but added there is currently no investigation while they establish whether there is evidence of a criminal offence being committed. Have they spoken to the parents yet? Have they looked at the images? A spokesman said, from the Met Specialist Crime Command, met with the representative of the BBC and the meeting took place virtually. Yeah, rather than actually going and speaking to the parents and getting the evidence. The corporation's production staff, both on TV and radio, are leaving space in their schedules in case he names himself, he claimed. Yeah, because it's going to be news flash, be all over the news, and the BBC will want to get ahead of that and put their spin on it. But there's no way, there is no way you can spin this that's anything other than what it is. One BBC News journalist told the Mail Online, "We're all really worried about the mess. Obviously, everyone knows who the presenter is. The presenter in question is very in with the management. We're also sick and tired that these people are protecting their friend at the expense of the integrity of the BBC. Even people in the BBC are fed up with this. They're fed up that they're protecting this man." And there's just a little timeline, but we've more or less covered everything there over all the videos. But yeah, he can get up to 14 years for this. That'd be a shame, wouldn't it? Still, when he came out, there'd be a welcome in the valleys, I'm sure. Anyway, I'm going to stop there and come up. Now, obviously, this is a fast-moving story. Things are likely to change very quickly. It may well be that the name is released, very, very quickly now. And if it is, of course, I will come straight back on, do the confirmation video, and I will put up the image that I was sent, which is, oh dear, oh dearie me. But we will deal with that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, I'll stop now. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, it will run for a little bit longer. This is going to be a fairly long-running story now. It is out. It is done. And of course, I'm sure most of you know who it is. But if you don't, you'll find out. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you like what you see here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, don't take any money for dancing naked in front of a camera until you're at least 18. And if you are going to do it, only fans, man, make some big moolah. Bye.